welcome back, and we're going to be looking at 5 billionaires and did they make the right choice. Starting off with Elon Musk. I have to say Elon and not Elton. Elon Musk. And it seems he's had a lot of interest. The world's most richest man. Wonderful, good on him. A lot of interest from videos. There's been videos, articles on him. And I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. What I want to do is go beyond the photos, go beyond the videos and try to give something new. If it's not new, then why review? So this is the Elon Musk that we know and love, and a photograph says really 1,000 words. Here you see the stance. You can just see the confidence that's coming out of this man. His chest is there. He's got that power stance going. He's happy, obviously, with his hair. He wears it at any length that he wants. It shows confidence. When you meet people, the first thing that you normally recognise or look at is their face, and then secondly, the hairline. And you don't want people's eyes going up to your hairline. That's not a good sign. And I've spoken to many patients in the past that have had surgery and they're not confident, and they say people talk to my hairline. With Elon, obviously very confident. This is where he is now, the billionaire businessman, but he was once a boy. So to understand hair loss, we're going to go backwards and see where it came from. Here again, wearing the hair up and backwards, very confident. He did have a prior surgery. You see on some reviews they say he had one surgery, or did he have two surgeries? Did they englobe the same scar? Let's analyse and see what really happened. So he had one surgery, not the worst for sure. It's not so thick as he's got now, and you can see the recession, but not bad. This is where he came from. You know, really the money shot here. You can see what happens as you start to thin, as you lose hair diameter. The anagen phase will get shorter. The hairs will get thinner, less glossy. They'll grow less longer, and so you can see here that balding pattern starting to emerge. Nobody has dealt with where his loss come from. All of them have spoken about his surgeries, but I'd like to go back to the future. Often I think that by understanding the past we can join the dots to then look at the future. So his hair loss was there. This photograph's interesting because you can see these sort of straggles and lighter hairs here that are obviously dying. A little bit more recession, nothing too major. You wouldn't know unless you're in the industry probably. There were signs of it. And there's the boy now. The boy became the billionaire, but we'd like to go back beyond the boy, beyond this, to see really where his hair loss gene came from. And that's what I'm seeking to do in this video that no one else has so far, as I can see, touched on. So if you see it touched on now, you know where you heard it first of all. So there's the young Elon. There's the loss manifesting. You can see it here, obviously. The laterals are very thick, the top is thinning, not much of a hairline there, and this is going back quite significantly already at a young age. Now remember, when it comes to hair loss, three things really are costings, can you afford it? Secondly, are you a candidate? And thirdly, the technology. We need to go back in time and remember the technology at the time for his two surgeries was really, for a lot of clinics, especially North America, more strip orientated and not FUE. So money, can he afford it? Yep, not a problem. Candidacy looks very good so far. He's got the laterals are very good and thick. The hairline is gone. The top needs addressing, but he's got a pretty good donor for it. And it's just really down to the technology as what was there. Here again, wearing his hair back. Wearing your hair short is interesting because the shorter you go, the more you will expose the scalp. Not all men can get away with it after a hair transplant. Having your hair at different lengths is a sign of confidence because you're not having to keep it to a certain length or a certain style to really exploit what's called your sweet spot. So I can see it's a good hair transplant. It's coming very well. He's confident to expose it. He's confident even to go shorter than this on the sides, as we'll see later on, even to 1 millimeter. With no guard. So confidence is there. The surgery is coming very well, very natural. It's framed his face, and you know, we all have prejudice. You know, would you buy off this man or would you buy off this man? You know, and there is in all of us a prejudice when it comes to hair loss. And so he's very confident, he carries it well, he's got different styles, he's got different lengths, and it's given him this presence, this stance that he's got here. So there's a little bit about the hairstyles and wearing it at different lengths, which is very interesting. But where did his hair loss come from? I was interested, and we know that hair loss is polygenic. It can come from the maternal or the paternal side of the family, at the grandparents level. Here this article hit me, adventure in the genes, and as I went through it, that's an interesting photograph. Now anyone born after 2000 may struggle to see this, but they're all reading books, none of them have got phones in their hands. So when I looked at this article, there's Elon, and you go back to his grandfather, and what you do see is quite interesting, that the grandfather has got this hair loss. The front of the hairline is gone. You can see this loss here in the grandfather. So the genes can come down and manifest. His brother's got some hair loss, but not a lot. His father has got no hair loss really to talk about, other than natural thinning as you age. But it does seem to me that the cause of the hair loss was probably coming down the line from Joshua Haldeman. And you can see that, he had a love for aviation, a love for travel, and that probably came down in the genes as well. All right, he didn't have a Tesla, but he had a beaten up car that he travelled around the world, so good on him. Something came down those genes, be it the adventure, be it also the hair loss. It's probably where it came from, and there's no shame in that. That's genetic, and that's what happens. And so adventure's in the genes, but also hair loss can be in the genes. So I wanted to go beyond others and see this is where the loss came from. And all those years later, you can see Elon here, younger, a little bit slimmer around the waist. But this really is what I wanted to look at. This video here is buying a car, and he probably didn't ever envisage that we'd be using it to look at his hair. But the donor still looks very good, thicker around the sides and the back. And the money shot I really want to get, you can see the thinning here. Here it's a lot thicker, the thinning across the whole front and probably the top of the scalp. And the real money shot that I felt as he walked around, you could see, here we're looking at his crown and his back, but as he walks around you can see the money shot coming up really right now. And there it is, you can see where this corridor of thinning is coming in. I think genetically his genes, he got the hair loss from his maternal side, from the grandfather's line. There's the money shot, and he tackled it with surgery, one surgery and two surgeries. Here he had short enough hair to see this scar. Again, a sign of confidence to wear your hair shorter. There's another strip scar under it, you won't see it this length. Once you do a strip, you take from surface area. FUE you punch out and take from density. Strip, surface area. Not an aggressive strip, it's quite long. They've gone right up to this recession point here. Dog legging it and going all the way down. Two reasons for that. One, you get more hair. Secondly, you get the finer hairs to build that hairline. Had they done FUE, they could have done some FUE in synergy and punched in these finer areas to get some finer single hair, cherry pick those grafts for the hairline. Strip, a lot of practitioners will end around here. They'll do a strip, they'll get thicker follicular units and they'll be dissected up, but they'll still be a little bit thicker. Here they've gone up very high, more grafts available and finer quality. Here he looks a little bit thin, also in the supraocular area, so probably you wouldn't have even done too much FUE here. But, you know, as I said earlier, money, candidacy, technology. At the time, FUE wasn't massively done, but they could have done some FUE to add some grafts and stop the strip scar about there, compensated with FUE. But that's just me, my musings, seeing what I see. A video here shows the hair even shorter. He's gone from a 1 grade, staggered it up. This is really 1mm. We're talking 1mm here with no guard, shaved straight up. And so this is about confidence. The hairline and everything's gelled back, everything's exposed. This man's confident. He doesn't really care even about the strip scars being shown. So they Could have been englobed at the back, but at the sides they're certainly not. They've changed where they took it from, and you can see those scars there, but again, he's very confident with it. Very, very fine scar. Not really aggressive. You know, it's mathematics, width times length times density, and they've not gone too aggressive. It's healed very well, still probably got good laxity, and could be a great FUE candidate if he needs any more for the future. So that's a quick summary on Elon Musk. This is a video where he's Man of the Year and talking, again, very confident. It's been a good success. How will he look in the future? Well, somebody's used an aging app, fairly accurate probably for the face. I think the hairline will be stronger than that because it's transplanted, it's not genetically programmed to fall. So there's my musings. Where did the loss come from? How he dealt with it, and how he may look in the future. I hope you enjoyed it, and we've got another 4 videos to do on billionaires. So you take care. Thanks for watching. I really do hope the juice was worth the squeeze.